Hey people, yeah, I'm a little dark on here, but let's turn sideways. Whoa. Start popping up. Okay, I'm over here. Now, this is the problem. Cops do not have a basic understanding of the law, and that's a massive, massive problem, and I don't understand why they don't, like, I was a firefighter and an EMT. As an EMT, we had to be recertified on our skills every 5 years. And as a firefighter, we didn't have to recertify, but every Monday we had training on just different stuff, so we would, have a refresher. So why do cops not need to do this and also know the Constitution? Because they swear to uphold it, but they have no clue what the hell it is. I'm sorry for that blackout. I don't know. It's just dark in this room. Something killed out some of the light. But here we go. This part. This is what made me want to pull this up and put it out there.
Shut up. First off, you don't tell me to shut up.
I'll tell you what I want to tell you.
Okay, you're not going to tell me to shut up. I'm 47, 48,
I don't care how old you are.
This is a horrible, horrible, horrible police officer. Horrible. They think that we have no right to do anything. They're the all powerful God. It's like what we EMTs and firefighters call paramedics. They get this God complex to where they think that they are better than everybody else. And they start acting that way right after they get their paramedic. And my sister used to bitch about it all the time, and then she got her paramedic. And then guess what? God complex. I mean, I want to say about 2 years ago, she said she's better than me, and I didn't really talk to her much since then. I mean, seen her at family dinners, and she's giving me a hug, but the only reason I hug her back is because I don't want to push her off and start shit for no reason, so it's whatever. But anyway, let's finish with this.
Not let himself be walked over.
Ready? This is on a whole string of videos, so I get aggravated because sometimes I'll get reported for stealing other people's content when I'm not. This is fair use. I can use 10-15 minutes of a thing explaining it, especially when somebody can take other people's videos and compile them like this. I just sitting there.
My duty to check and see if you live over here, what's going on. I'm over here.
This is a Terry versus Ohio stop. Terry versus Ohio needs to go. Even before qualified immunity, but qualified immunity is one of them, but Terry versus Ohio needs to go away, and then there's one or two more. One needs to go away way more than the other one, and I can't way more than any of them, and I can't remember what it is right now.
Well, I like to identify, you just know who I'm dealing with. Make sure it was right on the shoulder.
That phone call. The phone call has somehow made the person suspicious. A suspicious person just because somebody says, oh, I never seen this person out there, even though he's just pulled over, probably looking at his phone, looking at directions, doing some paperwork, just sitting there minding his own damn business. It's aggravating. Now, I do understand it if you see a Impala with tinted windows sitting out in front of a convenience store with the person sitting in there and people walking up to the car every couple of minutes. That's reasonable suspicion of a crime because you're suspecting that he's a dealer or dealing something. This man was doing nothing. Somebody made a phone call, and that needed to stop because they need to quit treating everything like it's exigent circumstance. Also, I do have a little bit of knowledge in this area, even though I'm not a cop or never was a cop. I do have 1 year. I didn't graduate and get my associate's degree, but I do have 1 year of criminal justice. I wish I would have took the other year because I'd be a better cop than any of these people, but as long as I did it before I started doing other shit. But that was back. The problem was that back then you couldn't even be a cop if you ever smoked weed. So I couldn't be a cop. If I would have known, that would have screwed me over when I was 14, and then I smoked one more time at 16, and then I tried to become a cop, and then I couldn't, and then I just said fuck it and became a pothead. But anyway, back to the video.
Wanted
Okay? First,
from the officer's expression, one could tell
making contact with you for a reasonable suspicion call like I am right now.
Being suspicious is a misdemeanor or felony.
Grants asked the cop what exactly they wanted to identify him
Exactly.
for, and from the officer's expression, one could tell that he was stumped by this question.
Okay.
Exactly.
Well, sir, here's the deal. I was called on you.
Is
Okay.
necessary.
For a suspicious vehicle, you said yourself you don't live over here if you have a purpose. What's your purpose? Is the purpose legal or illegal?
That's for you to determine that.
Okay. So if you're going to determine that, I need to see your ID.
How is my ID going to determine whether I'm...
Well, it helps to let you know who I'm dealing with. Let you know who I'm dealing with.
My name doesn't...
Doesn't do
tell you
anything.
whether I'm-
Doesn't know you do anything.
Yeah, it would tell me, like, if I don't know if you belong over here. You said you don't, so I don't know if someone over here's got a veto or something against you. And if you
Who
got your
gives
ID,
a
or
shit
I said
if
I
he
didn't belong
belongs
over here.
over there or
You said you had a
not?
purpose.
I don't live over here.
Okay.
Okay? I do belong here.
Okay. All right.
So,
I belong here.
that's as far as I'm willing to...
Ooh, I'm gonna stop this right now. Oh my god, I don't know why I just said that, because usually I get really pissed off when I comment right now. I am commenting. Like, literal commentary. My god, I had a brain fart, but my god, that just made me so mad. Holy shit. He has a reason for being alive. He has a reason for fucking sitting in that vehicle. What the fuck?
That's why I want to identify you to help me figure it out the determination.
How is my identifier?
Okay, because if I identify you and I run your check and it says you've been arrested 5 times for burglary, then I'm going to go a little bit further. If it's nothing, I'm just going to identify you, kick you loose, have a good day.
What
Even if he did that, he
suspicion of
couldn't go
crime?
further.
Then
Even if he did that, he couldn't go further. What the fuck could he do? Arrest him because he got arrested before? The fuck? it is your vehicle. Oh my.
I want to make sure you're not going to break into these houses or anything like that.
After a few minutes of
I had
this,
to do
the
this.
officer eventually ran Grantz's plates.
Because I couldn't
Then
take this.
he
I
proceeded to
couldn't
make
take
the
it.
most ridiculous conclusions.
You already ran my plates. They gave you the information that you needed. You can ask them to go ahead and run me through NCIC or...
Do you have a date of birth then? Because I have to run it with a name and date of birth.
I'm not going to answer that question.
So you're
I'm sick.
Once again, he's not doing anything wrong.
well, you're not completely on the roadway there, sir.
Has anybody asked me to move?
Do they have to ask you to move? It's private property.
Okay, but there's also a public
Oh my
easement.
What I want to
God.
do, sir, is identify
They're trying to do whatever they can
That's it.
to arrest him.
Dude, shut up.
I can't take it.
I'm 47, 48. I don't care how old you are. You're not going to sit there and tell me to shut up.
Once the second cop came into the mix,
Do
he
anything.
successfully escalated the situation from
Oh my
ridiculous to
God.
downright rude. A clear abuse of his power
No,
as a
it went-
police
it went- it
officer.
went from rude
At this
to
point, the
ridiculous.
officers were grasping at straws and they
To
needed
ridiculously
anything to
rude.
detain the lawyer,
Yeah.
so they dropped the bar even lower.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing. Sorry to bother you. I got a random question for you, though. I'm dealing with something right now.
Yeah.
So I got called out to an address out here in Blanchard, Summer Valley Road, for a suspicious vehicle and gentleman's parked in a
Man, I
black
got
pickup.
nothing to do. I'm gonna go see how
He's from Oklahoma City, but he won't give me his name and tells me he doesn't have to give me a driver.
I know where I live in Hagerstown. It's really bad. So maybe I should just do this shit. Become an auditor. Doing-
Well, he's parked right now.
Okay. Well, technically, there's no obligation for him to identify himself. I mean, there's no compelled ID statute in Oklahoma. I have to think about. I mean, do you have anything else to suggest we might use? Absolutely. I think it'd be he's driving and he's operating a motor vehicle. But you don't have a traffic violation. That's all.
Committing any crime, and the officer was only operating based on a personal vendetta. But if you think this officer was bad, that is because you haven't heard about this next case.
But there because I don't want to get in trouble and say I'm copying their whole video. So I hope you all have a wonderful day, and please subscribe and click that like button. If anything, click that like button. Well, subscribe too. It's always great. Always helps.